I'm going to quit YouTube. I will go into more detail on my last ever video, but for now I'm not going silent. I'm going to be on Twitter still, I'm going to be on Instagram still, and I'm going to stream a shit ton on Twitch. So please go follow me on Twitch, and all of these are linked in the description below. But anyway, enjoy the video. Mordekaiser is one of the most forgettable champions in the whole game, but in my opinion, he shouldn't be. His whole heavy metal inspiration just makes him a really unique character, but they don't go anywhere with it. Apart from the fact that you can control a dragon, which is kind of metal, he doesn't really do much else. He just kind of limps around with his huge mace and uses Ace of Spades and Children of the Grave and all those other heavy metal references. He needs a rework. In fact, I don't really know if Riot really knows what to do with him. He just needs a huge overhaul rework. Speaking of rework, Morgana got a rework recently, and I honestly don't really know what to think of it because, and here's the kicker, I don't know what the rework does. But I do know what old Morgana does, and old Morgana does bindings and stuff. Her model was kind of shitty looking. What hasn't been said about Nami? So many people love Nami. Nami's a fish, and because she's a fish, she needs fishy things like waves and bubbles and water. And she's just so cool. She's just a fish. She's like some weird mermaid fucking siren thing. She does like stuff with fish. No, I'm struggling to think of stuff to say. It's a fucking mermaid. But struggling for things to say about Nasus is going to be not as hard, still a bit hard. He just stays in top lane stacking, and stacking the whole game until about 40 minutes in, where he decides to join team fights, and if the Nasus is on my team, loses the team fights because he spent the whole game stacking and we've been 4v5, or if he's on the enemy team, he comes down 40 minutes in after we've been losing the 4v5 team fights and then completely annihilating us. Nasus is kind of a health insurance kind of thing. If you start losing, then you can pull up your health insurance Nasus and be like, hey man, I need some help. We're about to lose the game. Can you like leave top lane please and stop stacking? And then he'll leave top lane please and stop stacking, and he won't do anything because it's Nasus. Nautilus is one of my favourite champions in the game. He's such a good tank, and I love when he's in meta because he's just so much fun to play. Nautilus support, Nautilus jungle, Nautilus top, I play him all. It's amazing, and I love in the cinematic how huge he is, and you can probably see the kind of champions I play. Neeko is someone who came out after I stopped playing League of Legends. But because I edit for KP, I still keep up with League of Legends, and to be honest, Neeko does look really fun, and a champion that I probably would play a lot, only because of her like trolling potential of pretending to be someone else. My idea would be turning into a tank and then just charging in, and then obviously them not like focusing me because I'm a tank, and they'll be, like go past me, and then I can get on their squishies. Does anyone remember Nidalee like being bullshit? Because I do. Do you remember when Nidalee would throw one spear that would literally almost kill your squishy, and that would be the reason why you lost the game? It would literally be because they threw that one spear, that only one spear. They could have missed every other spear in the entire match, but they landed that one spear that made you lose the game. Yeah, I can see why they reworked her. Nocturne is amazing, and he wields one of my favourite escapes in the game, where I was very cornered by a lot of enemies, but then I Nocturne ulted at the last minute and like flew over them all into like a thresh that was like near my teammates, and I actually got out alive. I think I will leave that video for the end of this video. I think it's called like Ooh, I'm Alive. It might already be uploaded, but we'll see if Nunu and Willump. Well, this is the rework that pushed me over the edge and made me stop playing League of Legends. I loved the old Nunu. I loved how simple he was. I loved how non-viable he was. I loved how trolly he was. How much damage his E does if you went AP Nunu. How you could Bush of Death and like insta-kill someone with his ult. Sure, you could probably do that now, but now it requires a bit of skill, and skill I do not have, and time I do not have to learn said skill. So when Nunu got reworked and I tried out the new Nunu and I really just didn't like him, that was literally the straw that broke the camel's back, and I uninstalled League of Legends. Olaf is a generic Viking guy that does generic Viking things like charge into battle relentlessly with no fear of dying because he's going to go to Valhalla. Orianna is that robot person that people like to play, think they're good at playing her, but no one can actually play her well, and 9 times out of 10 you miss your ult, you miss your Q, you miss your E, you miss everything, you do all the wrong things and you end up feeding and losing the game. She's quite fun though, especially because I played a lot of tanks. I'd usually have her ball on my head, so I'll be like, right, it's time for me to use Unstoppable Forces Malphite and go in, and only for my Orianna not to ult when I go in. Ornn. Ornn was probably the last champion they released, probably because it's a tank, that I really enjoyed. And I played for a good couple of weeks. I got really into the champion. Oh, it was so much fun. I love the way that he can buff other people now, so if you've got a really fed ADC, you can upgrade their Infinity Edge or their Bloodthirster. Obviously it costs you money, but if you're just a tank and like tanky stuff is kind of cheap anyway, you might as well just buff the guy that's going to help you win and just protect him. Or her. Progressive channel, this. Pantheon is a generic Spartan that jumps in the air and falls down again, like all Spartans. No, but seriously, Pantheon was the first champion I ever played. And Pantheon can do so much damage, and he is like probably the most glass cannon-y of glass cannon in this game. Poppy was bad. She was fun, but she was bad. She was very bad. And she was in need of a rework, and she got that rework, and now she is awesome. Her new ult is just so satisfying to swing around and slam down and launch your enemy back to their base. And like I said in another part, one of my favourite combos is to go Anivia Poppy bot lane, have Anivia put down a wall, and then you E the ADC into the wall as Poppy. Oh, it's just so much fun. Now, Pyke was the last champion that got launched before I stopped playing. And to be honest, it's a shame because he is actually right on my street. He's a bit too edgy for my liking, but the way he's kind of like a support assassin and his whole gimmick is that you want to KS actually really appeals to me. He's got a hook, which is always fun to do, and his ult just looks so satisfying. It's kind of like Darius's ult, where if you get the last hit, then it resets, I think. Anyway, well, regardless, he does look awesome. Quinn was the champion that was on the login screen when I first downloaded League of Legends. Yes, that is right, she was the latest champion that was released when I first started playing. I'm gonna have a look now at what month and year Quinn was released. Quinn was released 28th of February 2013. My god. Quinn was released 6 years ago. That doesn't make you feel old. I don't know what will. Rakan is the better half of Zarya and Rakan. As personally, I prefer playing support over ADC unless it's someone like Jinx or Caitlyn. And to be honest, Rakan is awesome. He kind of had that problem with Bard, where when Bard first came out, a load of people built damage on Bard, when in reality the best thing to do is build tanky. Now this is the same as Rakan. When Rakan first came out, people started building damage on him, when the most ideal thing to do is get that CDR and tank build going, so that you survive longer in teamfights and you can do more protecty spells for your team. To be honest, I did find the whole Zarya Rakan, like, as a couple being released at the same time and have like interactions. I did find all of that really cool and kind of cute. Rammus was one of my mains for a long time. I actually went out my way to buy almost every one of his skins, except one of his skins is one of the rarest in the game, so I didn't get that one. But I have most of his skins. I played him in pretty much every game. One of the most satisfying things to do is when you're against someone like a Jinx is to just charge at her, taunt her, press W and just watch as she kills herself on you. I even made a comedy sketch about how ridiculous the idea of Rammus would be in real life. I imagine if Rammus came up to you, taunted you, and you started punching Rammus to death, only for that to actually injure you instead. Like, the whole concept of Rammus in real life is very stupid, and I thought it was really funny. But in game, obviously it makes sense because it's a video game, and Rammus is awesome. Until they gave him a little rework and made his W go really slow, so you were walking around the map really slow, so when you charged into someone, taunted, and then W'd, and then they ran away, if you still had your W on, you were really slow and you couldn't catch up, so you had to turn it off, which means they could kite you. There's probably a reason why they made that change, but I got so used to playing Rammus where the W has the same movement speed as when it's on or off. It just pisses me off and I fucking hated it. I feel like I'm the only League of Legends player that actually feels that the fact that all these reworked champions is ruining the game because all of your champions that you used to play, your champion pool, is just shrinking. But maybe that's just me getting bored of the game, I honestly don't know. Or care, to be honest. There is one thing I need to say about Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is female and probably has a vagina. Now imagine what that vagina looks like on Rek'Sai. You're welcome. Renekton, the champion where everyone else who plays him seems to be really good, and then when I pick him up and play him, because he is actually my kind of character and he does look quite fun, I suck at him. Why can't I do damage? I'm doing something wrong, but everyone else in the world can play him apart from me. Also, he's a crocodile guy, which is quite cool.
So Zach, looks like you're gonna support me as Vigar.
I'm not Vigar.
Who's Vigar?
I'm Vigar.
So it looks like you're gonna support me, Carl, as Vigar.
Looks like you're having a solo lane and I'm gonna gimp cat until she gives up.
Fuck off, I'm against a Jinx and a Thresh, who both have barrier, for fuck's sake. This game's gonna be so funny. Look at my nipple.
Oh god.
It's so gross!
Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, one is like, it's kind of pressed down so you can't really see, but the other one's like...
What does Ergo even do? Dude.
Wait, what? Why did they go that way? Oh no!
You have slain an enemy.
Go and get the dude there, kill.
Double kill.
Nice. Incoming missile!
I'm coming back, bot.
Okay, I've got my switcheroo.
Oh,
And I've got barrier in a sec.
okay.
Wait.
Oh, fresh is mid. Let's get it. Switcheroo.
Shit. Wait, I'm coming! I'm coming! No, I need this. Okay, you
Yay!
Hello there, mate.
Oh, fuck.
Oops.
Poor guy.
Okay.
Fuck Kyle.
Oh god, I fucked it, and I fucked it now, and I.
Oh god.
Ah, fuck! If that W had hit him.
Oh my god! I'm alive! Oh, fuck. Fight him, you're 2 levels higher than him. Come on, switcheroo right now! Oh, yes! Oh, if you can.
Coming, Ben.
Oh, that was sick.
Oh no, Nasus. Don't kill me. Lol.
Oh, the Urgot plays.
Oh no, I'm coming. You're probably dead like now, anyway. To be honest, like. Okay, yeah. See you later, buddy.
You can save me!
Fucking hell.
Oh, if I got my combo up quicker, the Jinx would be dead. Oh god.
Oh my god, he went in! What the fuck?
Fucking, that's a Lee Sin play, that is.
Yeah.
Oh.
You'd have to go in on every hook on Lee Sin ball sphere. Jinx is around as well, be careful.
Oh my! Really?
Your turret has
I wish
been
I'd reacted quickly enough to that to Zhonya's that.
An ally has been slain.
Oh wow.
It's so low.
That almost got Nasus.
No way. Ugh.
Why would we surrender? I guess that was Wukong calling for the surrender.
He's so butthurt that he lost his lane.
They're all coming, dude.
Oh god, run. Run, Kyle, run. Run! Okay.
I'm just gonna be. Oh man. Hello, mate. So
Oh,
sweet.
I'm alive! Oh.
Get water, Benny.
Oh.
What?
Oh.
Are they all coming for me?
Oh.
No.
Oh. Oh, that was quite fucking sweaty, actually.
So sweet.
Oh, I'm alive!